The first of our 4 communicative tips within intimate relationships comes from distinguishing the difference between active and passive listening. Take a look at the following video.
Hang on. I don't feel like you're taking this dilemma seriously.
Fine, Sheldon. You have my undivided attention.
Okay, now, the PS4 is more angular and sleek looking.
No way!
It's true. But the larger size of the Xbox One may keep it from overheating.
You wouldn't want your gaming system to overheat?
No, well, you absolutely would not. And furthermore, the Xbox One now comes with a Kinect included.
Included?
Yes.
So as discussed in Chapter 7 of Intimate Relationships, communicative responses can be brought down to 4 categories: active constructive, active destructive, passive constructive, and passive destructive. In the previous scene from Big Bang Theory, Amy provides Sheldon with active constructive engagement. She seems genuinely interested on the surface to what he has to say. She provides him with consistent eye contact throughout the discussion, and she even reiterates some of the same points that Sheldon gives her throughout the discussion. In an investigative journal titled "Will You Be There For Me When Things Go Right?" by Professors Gonzaga and Gable of UCLA, participants were asked to self-assess their relationship and the communicative practices within it. For couples that reported higher levels of active and constructive engagement from their partners, correlated positively were higher levels of satisfaction, commitment, and passionate love. Clearly, active constructive engagement is the way that we want to engage our partners. The personalization of communication within intimate relationships is also very important. In our next video, we will take a look at a scene from Glee and kind of delineate how the expression along with I statements is important.
You were really coming at me, like as if you had something to prove. What? I'm not sure.
That I'm as strong as you are?
Okay, but it's not a contest.
Isn't it, though? On some level? Because for the first time in my life, I really feel like I'm losing. I felt that way ever since I got to New York. I feel like we're in this race together, and you are just so much farther than I am.
The next tip for effective communication is expression of feelings using I statements. As seen from the clip from the television series Glee, Kurt and Blaine are having an argument about new changes occurring in their relationship. However, Blaine uses I statements such as, "I really feel like I'm losing," to express his feelings instead of shifting his negative feelings onto his partner, which would ultimately escalate the conversation. From Chapter 7 of Intimate Relationships, the intimacy process model is introduced. The first part of the model involves one partner revealing important information about themselves by expressing their motives, needs, goals, and fears. Blaine is doing so by using I statements, where he is expressing his needs and fears about his relationship with his partner Kurt. In order to move on to the next step of the intimacy process model, Kurt must receive Blaine's message fully to understand his needs and fears. During the next video clip, you will see an example for our next tip, finding the right time.
Hey, Maggie, did you hear that Owen bought a house?
Oh, good. Now you can naked snuggle on his sofa.
Wait, furniture, right. I need some of that. Section?
No black recliners, I beg you.
And nothing you have to assemble yourself. You got a real house, get some real furniture, keep the momentum going.
And maybe you should come shopping with me. Point me in the right direction.
Well, you'll just wind up with a house full of furniture I like.
I don't see that as a problem. I mean, I want stuff you both can enjoy.
Wait, what? Why? Are you moving in with him? To both?
The next tip portrayed through this video is finding the right time and putting away distractions. As seen in this clip from Grey's Anatomy, Owen begins a conversation with his girlfriend, Amelia, regarding furniture choices for his new home, hinting that he wants her to move in. However, Amelia and Owen are performing surgery in the operating room with many other healthcare providers, which isn't the most appropriate time for that kind of conversation. According to loveisrespect.org, a project of the National Domestic Violence Hotline, it's important to find the right time to talk with your partner, taking into consideration the privacy and noise level of the setting you're in. In this case, both partners of the relationship are distracted due to their immersion in the surgery. In addition, their good friend Maggie is included in the conversation, commenting her thoughts and asking for clarification at the end. Owen and Amelia should greatly consider having this conversation in private and outside of the workplace so that they can focus on only each other and talk the situation through without distractions. In the following video, you'll see a clip from One Tree Hill and introduces our next tip: be open and honest, but do not attack.
Well, he didn't race. He was afraid. You might know something about that.
We're all afraid.
Yeah, but he's 4, and he needed his dad, and his dad wasn't there. Nice work, Dan. Are you gonna say anything, or are you just gonna sit there like you have for the last 4 months? You gonna get drunk, maybe pout a little, cry?
The fourth and final tip for improving communication is be open and honest, but do not attack your partner. The clip shown from One Tree Hill shows what not to do, since Haley begins to attack her partner Nathan by saying demeaning, passive-aggressive comments about his lack of action in the situation. In this clip, it may be important to consider the stressors of the relationship, which may be the underlying root of this conflict. Nathan's paralysis acts as a chronic stressor because it affected his dreams of becoming a pro basketball player. As learned about in Chapter 11 of Intimate Relationships, chronic stress persists over time, and this persisting of stress may have led to a stress crossover. In this case, Nathan's paralysis is a stress that is crossing over onto his partner Haley, as they are both trying to raise a son together, but the stress from Nathan is affecting the way he interacts with Haley and with his son. In conclusion, although it is important to be open and honest with your partner, you should not let your stress overcome in these situations. Otherwise, you may attack your partner and experience some of the negative behaviors observed in Haley and Nathan's case. To review, there are 4 main tips in improving communication within intimate relationships. The first tip is being an active listener and using active, constructive responses. The second tip is to express your feelings using I statements. The third tip is to find the right time to have a conversation with your partner by removing all distractions from your environment. And lastly, the final tip is to be open and honest with your partner, but to not attack them. Remembering to utilize these tips in your next heated conversation with your partner can help avoid additional conflict and ultimately a termination of your relationship.